Right, Shalom. First and foremost, when I say praise of all that exists be to the highest, Yahweh, or Yahweh Shai, by which is to say the Father, right, and Yahweh Shai the Son, and the Deliverer. Alright. And this first installment of Edifying the Elect, basically, it's dealing with some people that I came across online, some Israelites that are denouncing Yahweh Shai, but at the same time saying that they're Israel, and they're unable to prove that they're Israel from the precepts, right? And just basically doing a bag of camp riffs, this camp versus that camp, right? So this is to the purpose of edifying the elect, all right? There's this one specific, I'm not going to call him a brother because he denounced Yahweh Shai. His name is Emmanuel Ben Ami, something like that. A follower of Ben Ami, right? Now, I'm going to deal with the identity, right? But first, I got to address this. Ben Ami is preaching a revolution, right? Yahweh Shai is all about redemption. That's why he paid the price and redeemed us, right? In Babylon, when Daniel was in Babylon, a lot of people was put to death by the Most High, basically, right, for not hearkening to Nebuchadnezzar, right? Now, you going up into some hills and doing farms or building villages for people is not going to help, right? The earth is defiled, right? And by this I mean you got chemtrails, you got all sorts of biological warfare gonna be used against you. Plus you know much for Esau's artillery, right? So you preaching a revolution is basically insane, because Israel is not a democracy, right? Israel is not a democracy, right? We've been tried revolutions before. They got us nowhere, right? This is not the time for a revolution, yo. This is the time to step back and let the Lord Yahweh Shai do what he's supposed to do. But you don't believe in Yahweh Shai, right? And I've come to find out that the followers of Ben Ami does not believe in Yahweh Shai, right? They do not believe in Yahweh Shai. They see him just as a mere mortal man. But the Lord Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, is the Lord of all creation, yo. Right? It is by him and for him whom all things were made. Right? So, it's not a revolution. Israel is not a democracy. Right? I came across this quote online recently. It basically asks what is war? Right? And it goes further to say a war is when your government tell you who the enemy is. And a revolution is basically when you figure it out. Right? You're calling Esau the devil, but you did not figure that out. Right? The Most High is the one who revealed that knowledge in the earth, that Esau is the adversary. Esau is the so-called white man. Right? And for you to deny Yahweh Shai, you have no lot nor part of the Father, yo. So, I'm just going to say to you, I told you straight the other day that you're a mortal beast and stuff like that. But I'm going to just say to you, just repent and humble yourself. Right? And not because I'm a former member of GMS Jamaica, don't come at me and be telling me to give you the camp elders contact. Right? So you can go and start riff with him. Right? I'm already in enough hell as far as it goes with the camp issue. Right? So don't do that. Don't be a devil. Just repent. Humble yourself. Right? Just humble down. And just learn what you're supposed to learn, yo. Right? And stop denouncing Yahweh Shai. I ask you to prove your identity from the precepts. You couldn't do it. So I'm going to help you with it. Right? And this is not just for you. This is for the elect, because I've been spending most of my time doing some things that are really deep and unnecessary. Right? But seeing this with my own eyes and, understanding what was being said to me all the time, I think now's the time to do what's supposed to be done. So by the Spirit of Yahweh Shai, May this be edifying. Alright. So we're dealing with the topic of identity, right? First off, the question is, who or what is Israel? Right? How did Israel came about? Right? So we're going to go to Genesis 32 and verse 28. Alright? Alright. I'm going to start from 24 for you to get a better understanding where this is all going and where it is coming from. Alright? Genesis 32 and 24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled with a man with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. And he wrestled with him, and he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. Right? So the revealing of the name, or the revealing of this specific individual, right, was basically a blessing. And I use the word revealing because it is not something that's coincidental. It was something that was done by design. Right? That's how the Most High do all things. That's how the Eternal One works. Right? All things are done by design. There's no glitch, no coincidence. Everything is made to happen the way it happened. Right? Except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. Now the word Jacob is from what's that? Yaquab. Right? The Hebrew Yaquab, which means supplanter. Right? So, and he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. Right? For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, hast thou prevailed. So the word Israel, in the Hebrew, it is Yashar Allah, which means he is the prince of God. Yah equals he, Shar or Shara equals prince, and Allah equals God. Right? So he is the prince of God. And the Most High is a king. So if the Most High is a king and you're a prince, and he's a God, that makes you his son. Right? So that's how the word Yashar Allah really came into being. Now, the word Israel, it is basically from three Egyptian deities: Isis, Ra, and Ellen. Now that's some deep waters I'm not going to really bring you brothers into. The important word for you to know it is that it's Yashar Allah. Right? There's nothing wrong with using the word Israel as in the English. But the Hebrew equivalent is Yashar Allah. Right? And that is basically how the word Yashar Allah came about. Right? Alright. Next step. So, if Israel is the prince of God, right? Does that make him the same as everybody else, or does that give him a leverage? What is he? What you gotta be to be the prince of a king? What do you have to be the prince of a king? Let's find out. Exodus 4 and 22, right? Exodus. Alright. Here we go. Exodus 4 and verse 22. You know what? I'm gonna start at 21 so you can get the picture, because I'm aware of this already, so I could just go to the punchline, but I want you to see where it's coming from, right? So what is a prince to a king? It's a rhetorical question, but let's prove it from the precepts anyway, right? Exodus 4 and 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, when thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh which I have put in thy hand, but I will harden his heart. Right? The Most High said, yo, he's gonna harden Pharaoh's heart, yo. How cool is that? Just so he can get to, yo, jack some stuff up, yo. The Most High is awesome. For real. right? Which I have put in thine hand, but I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall not let the people go, right? So Pharaoh did, as I said before, whatever the Most High does is done by design. There's no glitch, no coincidence, no accident, no nothing falling out of place. He's the Almighty, He's the highest, right? He's the name of eternity itself. He is eternity itself. Alright? So he deliberately hardened Pharaoh's heart to prove a point in the latter time, which was now. Right? Not going to go into that. What is a prince to a king? Alright? And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. Alright? Israel is my son, even my firstborn. So what is a prince to a king? It's his son. Alright? That is his son. Alright? So, alright. Given that Israel is the Most High's son, right? Is Israel equal to everybody else, or do they have a special leverage above everybody else? Right? Being the son of God, is there something significantly special about these people? Let's find out, right? Deuteronomy, I'm going to go Deuteronomy 1:1, just so you can see that it's talking about Israel. Alright. Deuteronomy 1:1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel, unto all Israel, right? On this side of Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban and Azarat, right? And Dizahab, right? So clearly, Moses, being distinctively clear, Moses was talking to Israel, right? Just Israel, no one else. Israel, right? Alright, 7 and 6. So if you're the son of the Most High, are you equal to all other mortals? Because a lot of you guys that I've seen, you're selling yourself short, right? We're telling you that you're kings, but you're okay with being a nigga. You know, like, what's up, my nigga? What up, nigga? What? You know what I mean? But at the same time, you're not seeing. You're saying that you're Israel, but calling yourself niggas and bitches and all sort of stuff, right? The word bitch means dog, yo. That's what it means. A vixen, right? A female dog. The word nigger is from the Latin niger nacro. It means the black dead. Right? The black dead. That's what the word nigger means. It's from the Latin niger nacro. Right? So you're selling yourself short. Alright? Alright. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. You're not the same as everybody else being Israel. Whether you know that you're an Israelite or not, you're not the same as everybody else. That's why you outdo everybody else, right? If it's sports, you're dominant, right? If it's entertainment, you're dominant, right? Whatever you do, you're the best of what you do, right? Yeah, you've become wicked, and now you're more wicked than the wicked himself, right? So you're predominantly good at whatever you do. You're the best at whatever you do, right? Whichever way. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So you're not equal. The Most High gave you that leverage, right? He set you up there, right? He set that standard for you. People look up. People used to look up to you, right? Look to the time of Solomon, yo. Look to the time of Solomon. Everybody came to Jerusalem to hear the wisdom of Solomon, right? People from afar would say, yo, praise unto the God of Israel. Right? The Most High set that level. He placed that level there for you, bro. You know, so when you sell yourself short, you're saying that, yo, you're this, you're an Egyptian, you're this, you're just selling yourself short, man. You know? Right? Above all people are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you nor choose you because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, which had brought you forth out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, and from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Right? So that's it. As I said before, yo, everything is done by design. You know? Alright. So with that out of the way now, what was the agreement between Israel and the Most High? What was the agreement? Alright, let's check Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Right? 28 and 1. And I specially set this breakdown this way, so it's, to me, it's in the simplest form, you know, and I hope it is edifying. You know, I hope people get edified from this. Alright, there's a precept that said, and all the people said amen. Alright. So bear in mind that Deuteronomy is dealing with Israel, right? Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Right? So that was a promise being made. Right? Now, let's go to verse 15. Right? Verse 15 says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now, which of the two did you think Israel did? Let's see, Daniel 9. Right? And this is not really my accent. I'm just talking this because a lot of people tend to view the contents that I put up, right? And it's a lot of different languages and stuff like that. So I gotta make it plain that people can hear me, right? Alright, so this is not a show speech or nothing like that. Alright, get Daniel real quick. Alright. Daniel 9 and 11. So which of the two did Israel do? Oh boy. Daniel 9 and 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. So Israel did not obey, and to further drive this nail in the coffin, to further drive this home, to close out this installment and come back with another one. Right, let's get, what's that, 2 Chronicles 34:24, yo. 2 Chronicles 34. Yeah, 34. Yeah, this is it. And verse 24, right? This is 2 Chronicles 34 and verse 24. Thus said the Lord, behold, I will bring evil upon this place and upon the inhabitants thereof, even all the curses that are written in the book which ye have read before the king. Right? What's that? That's the laws of Moses, basically. Right? That's the laws right there. All the curses that are written in the second law, which is Deuteronomy. Right? So all these curses came upon us. Right? What was one such curse that come? What was one such curse? The most evident curse. Right? The most evident curse would be, hold on. This is the most evident curse, the scattering. Right? Now, you're saying that you're Israel, right? But you don't know the precepts to prove yourselves being Israel. You don't know the chronology of your history coming up. Right? You just know that somebody said that I'm Israel, and I believe it. Right? And then you're gonna be denouncing the Lord Yahushai. Pointless to be Israel. Unless you're just signing up like, hey, Lord Yahushai, whatever, when you come, I'm supposed to be put to death. Right? That's what you're writing in there doing that. Because you're believing a devil, right? A devil, right? Somebody that is being led by the Illuminati to set you up just the same way, right? And you're denouncing Yahushai and seeing this guy as Yahushai. And then you're going to say Yehoshua, right? Or Yahweh, right? Not knowing the original tongue. Right? Yiddish Hebrew is not even 70 years old, bro. It's not 70 years old. Right? So these things you need to know. You need to be well researched, and you need to be well studied and well learned. Right? You can't just come talking some stuff. That's not how it works. You know? And then you're gonna try and be a devil to me. You can't do that. I see through those. I've been among devils. You know what I mean? You can't do that, yo. I see you before you see me. That's just it. Right? So what are the curses that came upon us? I'm gonna start off a back and forth in Deuteronomy 28, right? And thou shalt be scattered among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other, right? Because at first we were like northeast of the continent of Africa. We weren't in Egypt. We were in northeast of Africa itself, right? Which is today called the Middle East, right? Then we came down into Africa, which was in the east of the world. Now we're all the way over here in the west. Right? Some went northwest also to Europe and Spain and those places. Right? In slavery. Right? So, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Right? Like the comet that came down that you guys are worshipping, the Cabal. Is that it? The Cabal, that holy, so-called holy black rock that the Muslim serves, right? That board, the wood with Christ on it, the white Cesare Borgia on it. Cesare Borgia on the wall, not the white Cesare Borgia. Cesare Borgia, right? You're serving these things. A lot of you are pantheists. You know, worshiping nature and stuff like that. You know? You guys are off in every religion, every philosophy, believing everything except the truth, because that's what you were ordained to. Right? And that's a fearful position, yo. You might not know that, but that's a fearful position. Right? I would want to be in that position. And among all these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee their a trembling heart, and a failing of eyes, and a sorrow of mind. Right? Because look all around you. You're trying to be one with the enemy, basically, right? You're joining yourself unto enemies, denouncing yourself, denouncing what you are. We're saying that, yo, you're a king. You're saying, no, I'm a slave, I'm a servant, right? That's what you're saying, right? Look what's happening around you. Your kids are not kids. They're not profitable because you're not able to bring them up in the way that they're supposed to come up. Right? And for those of you who have kids that you love, you lose them somewhere or another. Right? Whether it be by some crooked racist cops, right? That's shooting them down. A lot of stuff, yo. Financial crisis. You know what I mean? Can't find food. You know, young girls becoming sex slaves and stuff like that, yo. Selling yourself short, yo. There's a lot of stuff taking place. We have no rest here. This is not our rest. Right? That's why the precepts say, yo, arise and depart, for this is not your rest. You're complacent in Babylon, yo. Right? And for those that are not complacent, you're planning a revolution. How stupid can that be? Right? The other night I saw a thing popped up on Facebook. These Israelites, they basically sent out a post, right? And I commented on the post saying, yo, just fear the Most High and have faith. You know, I got this. They say, yo, I did not understand the argument, and it does not always fall to the hands of the Most High, and this call for masterful thinkers and shit like that. Yo, who is you? Who is you? Are you above the Most High, yo? He's the one that put us here. He's the one that said, yo, you're not my people over there right now. Right? And this is the time that he's saying, yo, you are my people. Right? To a small remnant. Ezra's tell you, as a drop is to a wave, yo. That's just the amount that the Most High is going to save. Right? So you guys are doing things. I'm not telling you to stop doing it. I'm just saying, yo, for the brothers out there that are sincere. Right? And that will buy this video, or not buy this video, but by the truth, right? By the spirit of Yahweh Shai, will be inducted into the truth at some point in time, right? Just stop denouncing Yahweh Shai, yo, and open up your eyes to a brother picture, or rather pray to the Most High sincerely, whether you know his name or not. Pray sincerely to him to open your eyes, yo. Because a whole lot of stuff off, yo. Right, so we basically we have no rest basically here, right? Because it's a constant toil, constant misery, right? We sigh and cry daily. All right, and all right, verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. You have no assurance of your life. That's the reason why I don't really knock certain things, like when people come together in groups and say, yo, we're going to be defending ourselves, right? I would rather you come together in groups and say, yo, we're going to be standing for the Most High, but it's not given to everybody to do that, right? Because I've always heard about like the Crips and the Bloods and whatever, right? And when I understand the true origin of the true way that the Crips and Bloods came about, right? It was about defending their community, right? But now it has grown on an exponential level, a mass level, right? These niggas out there going against themselves because Esau has infiltrated them. Because Esau knows that, listen, if you got Jakes standing together, they're gonna be powerful, right? They're going to be powerful, because if we're together at some point, we're going to figure out, yo, the Most High is needed, yo. And the power that we had before we found that out would be a power that Esau does not have. So Esau does not want Jake standing together. That has been the way that it has been from ever since. Right? In Egypt it was the same thing, yo. Yo, what the fear say, yo? Let's deal wisely with them. Let's war break out and they should join themselves to our enemy. Because we're becoming massive. We're becoming powerful. Right? The blood gang itself is well over 3 million people. Right? And Crip is somewhere near that number as well. Right? The Black Panthers are a whole lot in number. Right? But these cats are divided. They're turning the guns on themselves. Right? But that's just the way it's supposed to go, because this is not supposed to be a revolution, yo. This is a redemption. Right? This is a deliverance, yo. But as you say, you don't believe in Yahushua. You don't believe in Yahushua. Right? It's your problem. Your life shall hang in doubt. Right? Verse 67. In the morning thou shalt say, I would to God it were evening. And in the evening thou shalt say, I would to God it were morning. For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Right? The bloodshed. Right? The working for little and nothing, just working to send yourself back to work. You know? Seeing the way that the state has infiltrated and is dealing towards the family, yo. You know what I mean? Knowing that your life is not certain because you're black. You know? Stuff like that, yo. Just stuff like that. Right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. There shall ye be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Right? The word Egypt meaning the house of bondage. Thou shalt be brought into bondage again with ships. Right? You would need to take ships from the Middle East to Egypt, or from the west coast of Africa back to Egypt, yo. To the land of Egypt, yo. You know? So that's what it's all about. You were going to come into captivity. Right? Into slavery. Right? And by the way whereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt not see it again. With ships. Marcus Garvey tried this repatriation thing with a ship called, I think it was the Black Star Line. Didn't work. Right? We're not going to go back across there on ships, because there's no rebel is going to enter back the land of Israel, yo. No rebel. The Lord is going to purge out the rebel from among his people. Right? Jeremiah 5:26, yo. For among my people are found wicked men. Not one shall enter the land, yo. Not one shall get the Most High promise, yo. So, y'all just continue being wicked. That just proves that, majority does not always rule. You know? Because the Most High is dealing with the minority right now. Those on the low, those afflicted. You know? Those in this truth sincerely, suffering for this truth, and not being led by the precepts of men. Right? A man is just a mortal piece of flesh. Just the same way, yo. Right? Alright, let's get to verse 48. Alright, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Right? A yoke is something that makes you very uncomfortable. Right? In hunger, if you don't work, you don't eat. In nakedness, if you don't work, you don't wear clothes. Right? Right? In hunger, in nakedness, and in thirst, yo. So that, let's go on with the precept. Alright, what's the next one? Verse 37. Alright. And thou shalt be an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations whither the Lord lead thee. Right? An astonishment because, believe it or not, some of these people actually know your history. Right? An astonishment also again, you are great at whatever you do. Right? A proverb, yo, is Israel become a servant? A byword, nigger. Black, dead. Niger, nacro. Right? Yeah. Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkened not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he command thee. There's a reason. Right? So, I'm not going to go too far with this. I'm going to do another installment real soon. Right? But that was just the basics of the identity. Next step is, you basically prove it through history. We're going to put the precepts to history in the next installment. Alright? So, I hope this was edifying to the elect. Right? Death and destruction to Esau, death and destruction to 2/3. Praise above all that exists be to Yahweh Yahushai, by which is to say, Yahweh, the existing one, the Father, the name of eternity, the eternal one, right? And Yahushai, our Lord and Savior, bigger brother, Lord of all creations, right? Peace to the brothers out there in the highways and the byways. Blessings to those that I came up with, right? And until next time, Shalom.